Hello dear student, this is your instructor for the day Shahid ul Islam from Scorer Arena. We are going to start a new important chapter called Work, Power and Energy from Classical Mechanics. This chapter combines the essential bits from the realm of classical mechanics but includes and draws upon key aspects from some other section as well. We will be striving to solve 50 selective questions in our subsequent video session. But for our first video lecture today, we will attempt 10 problems that will have specifically selected to enhance your understanding and bolster your confidence when solving such problems. We hope this session will be beneficial for the student aspiring NEET and JEE examination in 2021. Also, at the Scorer Arena, we are very soon going to launch books with a selection of effective MCQ discussed here in unique digital video format and as per NCERT syllabi. Let us now proceed with the first problem of this journey over here on the board. The distance x moved by a body of mass 0.5 kg under the action of force varies with time t as x is equal to 3t square plus 4t plus 5. Here t is expressed in second. What is the work done by the force in first 2 seconds? Option A is 20 joule, option B is 40 joule, and option C is 50 joule, and option D is 60 joule. So here displacement of the particle has been given in the problem 3t square plus 4t plus 5. So displacement varies with the time. We can find this dx dt, that is the velocity of the particle. It is actually differentiating with respect to time. 60 plus 4, and similarly acceleration of the particle, that is d2x by dt square is equal to 6 meter per second square. So force acting on the particle F is equal to m into A, mass into acceleration, and mass in the problem it is given half kg and acceleration is 6 meter per second square. So the force acting on the body is 3 Newton and this force is constant force. So therefore this is the displacement of the particle as per the problem, and differentiating both sides with respect to time, v velocity, and similarly differentiating again acceleration is equal to 6 meter per second, and force acting on the body is 3 Newton, that is constant force acting over the body. Work done dW is equal to F dx, force into small displacement. Though the force is constant here, but displacement is a variable quantity which depends on the time. So therefore force is 3 Newton, but the displacement here is 60 plus 4 into dt. So work done integration, this is 3 integration 60 square plus 4 into dt. Therefore after integration 3, this is 60 square by 2 plus 40 time range limit from 0 to 2 seconds. So putting this value 3 is equal to, we can say 3 into 4 plus 8. So therefore 3 plus 20. So answer is 60 joule. So work done on the body by the force in 2 seconds. The right option is 60 joule. So I hope you all understood. We are moving forward to the next problem, and here it is, the problem number 2. The mass of a bucket containing water is 10 kg. What is the work done in pulling up bucket from a well of depth 10 meter? If water is pouring out at uniform rate from a hole in it, and here is loss of 2 kg of water from it while it reaches the top, and where G is given 10 meter per second square. The options 1000 joule, 800 joule, 900 joule and 500 joule. So here the mass is, when the bucket is pulled up by the string from a well, so here the mass of the water continuously losing at a particular rate. So therefore mass is variable. First we have to calculate. Let us say there is in a well, and here in a bucket it is pulled up by a string, and it continuously losing water at a constant rate, at a uniform rate. So initially the mass of the water, at mass of water equal to 10 kg. Initially mass of water is 10 kg, and finally when whole process is overdone, the mass of water, finally mass of water is equal to 10 minus 2 equal to 8 kg. So on an average mass pulled up, by string is equal to, we can say 10 plus 8 by 2 equal to 9 kg. So therefore work done is equal to mgh, and mass of the average mass pulled up by the string is 9 kg, and G, the value of G is 10, and the height of the well is 10 meters. So therefore the work done by the string in pulling up the bucket from a well is 900 joules. So right option here, A, B and D are not the correct answer. C is the correct answer. So more and more interesting problem are on the way. So next one, a 10 kg mass moves along x-axis in acceleration as a function of its positions is shown in the figure. What is the total work done on the mass by the force as the mass moves from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 8 centimeters? So here acceleration versus displacement graph is linear graph. So therefore we can say acceleration is not constant. Acceleration here is variable quantity, depends upon the x, that is displacement of the particle. So here acceleration is a function of displacement. So acceleration is not fixed here. So therefore the force acting on the body is also not fixed. So in this way, here since the acceleration is not fixed here, first we have to find out the area enclosed by acceleration versus displacement graph, with displacement axis displacement axis. It is actually area of the triangle, that is half into 20 into 8. 8 is the displacement up to which particle is moving under the variable acceleration. In this graph, it is 80, that is, it is multiplication of acceleration and displacement with average acceleration. Here 20 by 2 is the average acceleration, it is multiplied by displacement. So average acceleration into displacement. We know work done is equal to average force into displacement. It is actually multiplication of average acceleration into displacement, and that has been calculated from the area of the graph. So average force 10 kg mass, but here the scaling here centimeter per second and here 8 centimeters. So therefore better to take in CGS system 10 kg mass, actually 10 to the power 3 gram into average acceleration into displacement. Since you know this is mass into acceleration average into displacement, average acceleration into displacement, that already being evaluated from the graph. So we can write here the mass of the particle is 10 into 10 to the power 3 and average acceleration into displacement equal to 80. So therefore this is 8 into 10 to the power 5 arc. And if we convert into joule, so this becomes 8 into 10 to the power minus 2 joule. So here right option A is the right option, B, C, D are not the correct option. So we think conception are getting cleared. Let us go for the questions number 4. A time dependent force F equal to 60 acts on a particle of mass 1 kg. If the particle start from rest, the work done by the force during the first 1 second will be option A 4.5 joule, option B 22 joule, option C 9 joule, and option D is 18 joule. Here the force given in the problem is 60 and this is variable force. This is variable force. And work done under variable force by the definitions dW is equal to F dx. So work done is a function of displacement, whereas the force given in the problem is a function of time. Therefore, from this force we can find acceleration. Acceleration A is equal to F by m. This is 60 and the mass of the particle in the problem, it is 1 kg. So this is 60 by 1. So therefore the acceleration is 60, and differentiating, you know, dv dt is the acceleration, so dv dt is the 60. So in this way we can write dv is equal to 60 dt, and on integration dv, this is 6 integration t dt 0 to t, and velocity 0 to v, since the particle is starting from rest. So here v is equal to 3t square. v is equal to 3t square. So therefore we can say dx dt is equal to 3t square. So change in displacement is equal to 3d square into change in time. So this is the relation between the displacement and time change. So here dw is equal to f dx, and f is the 60 and the value of dx is equal to already being evaluated 3t square dt. So work done is equal to 18t cube dt. So total work done w equal to integration dw is equal to 18 integration t cube dt, and the time limit in the problem given work done by the force during first 1 second will be, so therefore we can say 0 to 1, and after integration it is 18 by t to the power 4 by 4 integration over 0 to 1, so therefore it is 18 by 4 joule. So 22, 9 joule and 18 joule are the wrong answer. The right option matches here is 4.5 joules. So this is the way to find out the work done where the force is given is variable and it is time dependent force. And this problem also can be solved by the other way or alternative method. So therefore in the alternative method, that is second method, force is equal to, from Newton second law, rate of change of momentum, and this is given 60. So rate of change of momentum, change in momentum is equal to 60 dt, and in this way integration, since the particle starting from rest, so initial momentum is 0 and final momentum, let us say it is p. So therefore this is 6 integration t dt. So p is equal to 3t square. So this is the momentum of the particle, final momentum of the particle, where the force is given is 60. We know del W is equal to actually change in kinetic energy. Del W is equal to change in kinetic energy, provided that there is no change in potential energy. Since the particle starting from rest, so it is k minus 0 is equal to k, and it is half mv square, and half mv square can be replaced by momentum square by 2m. So the relation k is equal to p square by 2m. So putting here the value of momentum, we can find the work done in this process. Work done in this process is k, that is p square by 2m, and value of p is 9 t to the power 4 by 2m. So we can say therefore here, if the force is variable time dependent, that is force is directly proportional to t, so work done or kinetic energy directly proportional to the t to the power 4, and putting the value, work done is equal to 9 and time over here is 1 second, so this is 1, and mass of the particle is given 2 kg, therefore the work done is 4.5 joule. Till now, I guess that you all found the better problem solving approach. So moving next. Next problem, a block of mass 2 kg is free to move along the x-axis. It is at rest from t0 onwards, it is subjected to a time dependent Ft force in the x direction. The force F varies with t as shown in the figure. The kinetic energy of the block after 4.5 seconds. It is again The question is asked where force is time dependent and graphical variation of the force and time been given here linearly. So therefore, the graph here x-axis, along x-axis the time and along y-axis the force. This is the linear change of force. The initial force on the body acting is 4 Newton, and after 3 seconds the magnitude of force on the body becomes 0, and after 3 seconds further it is 1.5 second, that is 4.5 second. Since this change is linear, continuously changing, and after 3 seconds from 4 Newton force to 0 Newton, that is from 0 second to 3 seconds. So after 3 seconds the force becomes 0. Further it continues acting on the body up to 4.5 seconds. So after 3 seconds it is up to further 1.5 seconds. So by simple calculation we can say the force is minus 2 Newton. So force continues up to minus 2 Newton, that is after 3 seconds the direction of force gets reversed. So if we say if we find the area enclosed by graph, if we find the area enclosed by the graph, so what does it mean? Actually, area enclosed by FT diagram is equal to half into 4 into 3 and plus half into time is 3 by 2 seconds, so 1.5 seconds. So this is 3 by 2, and the force is minus 2. So therefore this is 6 minus 1.5 and 4.5. This area actually represents force into change in time, that is variable force into change in time. Variable force into change in time means change in momentum. Change in momentum. Change in momentum. And again we can say the del P is equal to 4.5 from the calculation. Since the particle starting from rest, so this is P minus 0 equal to 4.5. So final momentum of the particle under this variable force kg meter per second square. So this is the momentum of the particle under this variable force, graphically represented here. And we know from the previous problem some work is done on the body. This means the change in kinetic energy, and this kinetic energy K minus L is equal to K. So this is the final kinetic energy, and the simple relation between the kinetic energy and momentum, it is actually P square by 2m. So therefore this is 4.5 into 4.5 by 2 into 2 kilo of mass. So therefore 2.25 into 2.25 by the calculation, mass given is 2 kg. Okay. So therefore work done on the body or change in kinetic energy or kinetic energy of the particle, 2.25 and 2.25 should be greater than 4.5. should be greater than 4.5, so this is wrong answer. And 2.25 and 2.25 multiplication may not be the 7.5 and 14.6, it is impossible. So therefore, by checking the option of A, B, C, A, B, D, so we can say only the C is the right answer. So next problem of this video class, a uniform chain of length 2 meter held on a smooth horizontal table so that half of its over the edge hangs over the edge. If it is released from the rest, the velocity with which it leaves the table will be nearest to. So question asked here, one table chain, one chain is placed over the table, half of the chain is hanging over its edge. If I say the total length of the chain is L and the line drawn through the surface of table, if this line is the reference line, if it is taken as a reference line, then with respect to this reference line, the potential energy of the change hands. Since this is a uniform mass distributed over the chain, let us say we have to consider the center of mass of the chain. Since the change is uniform and the length of the change hanging over is L by 2, so the center of mass, that is potential energy of the chain with respect to the reference line, is equal to m by 2, that is half of the mass of the chain, m by 2 into g into, from the reference lines the distance of the center of mass is L by 4. So therefore this is mgl by 8. And when total chain just leaves the table, the center of mass of the chain lies below the reference lines at L by 2, and the potential energy for this case is equal to EP is equal to, with respect to reference lines, mg, and center of mass lies at a distance L by 2, so therefore the mgl by 2, this is the potential energy of the change with respect to the reference line. So we can say half mv square, that is kinetic energy comes from the change in potential energy. So change in potential energy here, actually it is mgl by 2 minus mgl by 8. So this is the change in potential energy. It is initial potential energy and this is final potential energy. So in this way, v square is equal to, this is 3 by 4 gl on calculation, and v is equal to, therefore v is equal to root over of 3 by 4 into 10 into 2 meter, and this is root over of 15 meter. I think the answer should be nearest to 4 meter per second. Next question 7. A body of mass m is dropped from a height h on a sand floor. If the body penetrated x centimeter into the sand, the average resistance offered by the sand on the body to the body is, let us say one body is dropped of mass m from a height h on this floor. It is the floor, and because of that, when body is dropped from a certain height, if we say that the deformation of the ground is x, if it is penetrates into the ground by an amount x, when it is dropped from height h, so body when just strike the ground, there is a reaction offered. There is a reaction offered by the ground on the body. Reaction offered by the ground on the body when just it strikes the ground. And work done by reaction, better to say by reaction, W equal to Rx cos 180, that is R minus X. So work done on the body by the reaction provided by the ground, it is equal to minus Rx. So because of work done, because of this work done, R into X, the kinetic energy of the particle finally becomes zero. You know, some work is done on the body, so we can get the change in kinetic energy. So here R into X, that is work done by the reaction provided by the ground on the body, Rx, and that will change the kinetic energy. So therefore it is half mv square. Finally the kinetic energy of the body becomes 0. And you know, this kinetic energy, when body falls under gravity, this kinetic energy comes from change in potential energy. So potential energy converts into kinetic energy. So therefore this kinetic energy comes from mg h plus x. So here we can say reaction provided by the ground on the body is equal to mg1 plus h by x. So this is the average reaction or average resistive force provided by the sand to the body. Let us think, if this floor, if it is replaced by a concrete, if sand is replaced by the concrete floor, so what happened? In the case of concrete floor, you know, reaction here, we found the reaction here mg, it is 1 plus h by x. If the body is dropped on a concrete floor, so x becomes deformation of the concrete floor is very small, so it, you can say, tends to 0. So negligible, the change or deformation of the ground due to the, you know, ball is dropped from a height on the concrete floors and the deformation. So ball, anything like this does not penetrate into the concrete floor appreciably. So there is no appreciable value. So therefore we can say deformation tends to 0. And here we can say the reaction is infinite. So any body or any living body, if it is jump over the concrete floor, so what happened? Infinite reaction will be provided by the ground on the body, and because of that for the living body, he or she, anything like this, anybody feels a infinite reaction. Okay. So question number 7, next questions, our next stoppage in this journey is question number 8. Consider a drop of rain water having mass 1 gram falling from height of 1 km. It hits the ground with speed 50 meter per second. Takes g constant with a value of 10 meter second inverse 2. The work done by the gravitational force and resistive force of air. So here the same type of problem, one body is dropped from a certain height. Here the raindrop is falling down by the gravity, and the gravitational force is mg. So if we find out work done, since this force is constant force, so we can say F dot x, and the value of force equal to, this is mg dot x, magnitude and direction fixed, so therefore the value of mg is constant. And this is mg into x cos 0 degree, so therefore mg x. Since it is falling down from 1 km, the mass of the body is 1 gram, and it is in mk system 1 by 1000 kg, and the value of g is 10, and the distance covered under gravity is 1000 meter. So therefore the work done by gravity is 10 joule. So here, without calculating the next problem, here two problems are asked. One question is gravitational force, work done by the gravitational force, and next question by resistive force. If we just calculate the work done by the gravitational force, the answer becomes plus 10 joule. It is actually plus 10 joule. So obviously the answer is C. Here the work done by the gravity is 1.25 joule, it is not correct. And here the work done by the gravity is 100 joule, it is also not correct. And D is also not correct, because the work done by the gravity is positive. Similarly, if we calculate the next part of this problem, not necessary to do this job in here, because we already found the answers. We have already found the answer. So next part, if we calculate next part, this is the, let us say, resistance offered by air. Resistance offered by air is R, and resistance offered by air, R is the resistive force. R is the resistive force by air. So work done in this case, R dot x and R into x, displacement downward, resistance upwards. So this is cos 180, that is angle between resistance and displacement is 180. So this work done is negative work done. So work done by the air resistive force is negative work done. Here we have to find out the kinetic energy. What is the kinetic energy? In the problem, hits the ground body hits the ground with the speed 50 meter per second. So let us find out the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy equal to half mv square. You know, this is half, and the mass of the raindrop is 1 gram, that is 1 by 1000 kg, and velocity of the particle 50 meter per second, so 50 into 50. So calculating this, it is 0 zeros on simplification. It is 2.25 into 5 by 10. So by simple calculation, I think it is 1.25 joule. So if we, this is the kinetic energy of the raindrop, and potential energy, that is work done by the gravity, is 10 joule. It can also be said that potential energy loss, 10 joule energy due to potential energy, 10 joule energy is lost due to potential energy if this body covered a distance of 1 km under the gravity. Out of 10 joule, 1.25 joule of the kinetic energy still it is existed. So therefore, work done by the air resistance out of 10 joule, already you have 1.25 joule. So therefore the answer is 8.7 joule. But this work done is negative work done. It will be dissipated. You can't get back this energy. This energy is not stored because this work is done by the non-conservative force, that is air resistive force. Next, question number 9 on the board. A body of mass 0.5 kg travels in a straight line with velocity equal to a x to the power 3 half, where a is 5 meter inverse minus half, second inverse minus 1, second inverse 1, and the work done by the net force during its displacement from x equal to 0 to x equal to 2 meter each. So here again the question is asked, variable force and velocity of the particle is a function of displacement. Velocity of a particle is a function of displacement. You know, definitions of acceleration. dv dt, rate of change of velocity. Similarly, this is definition number 1. Acceleration also can be written as instantaneous velocity into gradient of velocity. Instantaneous velocity into gradient of velocity. And accelerations also means force per unit mass in Newton's laws of motions. So first two definitions we already gone through in the chapter of kinematics, where acceleration, rate of change of velocity, and acceleration is also equal to instantaneous velocity and gradient of velocity. When v is a function of displacement, so we have to find out, if we want to find out the acceleration, then acceleration, the definition of acceleration, you should write v dv dx, that is second definitions of the acceleration. Since the velocity of the particle is a function of x, therefore acceleration of the particle, putting v, a equal to x to the power 3 half and ddx of a x to the power 3 half. So after solving this, this become x square x to the power 3 half ddx of this is equal to 3 half x to the power 3 half minus 1, I think it is half. So therefore the acceleration of the particle, sorry, you don't take acceleration here is a, because acceleration here, let us say it is f, let us say it is f, because in the problem a is taken. So let us say this is acceleration f. F is equal to a square x to the power 3 half, 3 by 2 x to the power half. So by simplification, 3 by 2 a square x to the power 2, that is square. So this is the acceleration of the particle. If we put the mass of the particle, mass of the particle is half, so therefore we can say the variable force F is equal to mass into acceleration. Variable force is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass in the problem, it is actually half kg, and acceleration in this problem is 3 by 2 square x square. So this value becomes 3 by 4 square x square. So this is the force which also varies with the displacement. Since this force is variable force, so in the calculation of work done, we should take dw into f dx. So this is 3 by 4 square x square dx, and on integration, total work done W equal to 3 by 4 square integration x square dx. It is actually given in the problem 0 to 2 meter. So therefore it is 3 by 4 square x cube by 3 on integration 0 to 2. So 1 by 4 square, and if we put the value of limit, you know, x equal to 2, so this becomes 8, and this is 2a square, and the value of a in the problem, it is given 5 meter inverse half and second inverse 1. So therefore work done is equal to 2 into a square means 5 square, so work done is 50 joule. So the right option here is B. Option A, option C, option D are wrong answer. So next question in our video lecture 1 of the chapter work, power, energy. Question number 10, the power delivered by an engine of a car of mass 2238 kg is constant. The velocity of car changes from 2 meter to 5 meter when displacement is 117 meter. Then you have to find out the power of engine each. Here, one important information in this problem is power constant. Power constant. You know, power means rate of change of work done. So what work is done with respect to time, amount of work is done with respect to time. And you know, this is f dx into dt. So therefore we can say force into instantaneous velocity of the particle. So from these definitions, if we say force into instantaneous velocity is equal to power, which is constant, here you know, displacement from 2 meter per second to 5 meter per second. So anyway, you have to find the relation. You have to find out the relation between power and displacement. You know, force equal to mass into acceleration into velocity equal to power. And this power is fixed. Since acceleration, again, we have to find out the displacement relation with the power. So therefore, acceleration A equal to, again you have to write dv dx as it was done in the previous problem also. So if we put here mass m and acceleration is equal to v dv dx into v is equal to power p. So on calculation, v square dv, and it can be written as p by m into dx. So integration from u to v, because in the problem you know initial velocity 2 meter per second to 5 meter per second. So this is why lower limit is u and upper limit is v. U is the initial velocity and v is the final velocity. So v square dv, and here p by m integration dx, and this is 0 to x. And it is, you know, expected that initially there is no displacement. So in the calculation of displacement, you have to take the limit here, the 0 to x. On integration, it is 1/3 vq minus uq. This is p by m into x. It is the equation of motion. Actually, equation of motion can be written in this way: u to the v to the power q, u to the power q, 3p by m into x. This is the equation of motion under constant power. This is the equation of motion under constant power. You know, under constant force, the equation is v square u square twice ax, and u square is equal to 2f by m, that is acceleration is equal to force by mass. Since this force is constant, so this is the constant acceleration. So force by mass is the acceleration into x. Here, if we notice that under the constant force and it is under constant power, if we compare these two equations here, under constant force, v square is equal to u square 2f by m into x, but under constant power, v to the power q, u to the power q plus 3p by m into x, Here the power is 2, the power is 2, 2, 2. Here power is 2 and it is 2 and f is multiplied by 2. Similarly, when the motion of the particle under constant power, it is power 3, 3 and p is multiplied by 3. So these two equation has the similarity. It is the mathematical resonance. It is also known as mathematical resonance. 3, 3, 3 and it is 2, 2, 2. So let us move to calculate our problem asked today. If we calculate this problem, so directly write the equation, particularly for the competitive exam. VQ e to the power q 3p by m into x. Why it is written? Because after going through this problem, we understood that power delivered is constant. So power here m by 3 v to the power q minus u to the power q by x. So just putting the value, mass of the body is 2238 by 3 and the velocity final, it is 5 to the power q and velocity initial, it is 2 to the power q and the displacement of the car, it is 117. And on simple calculation, this becomes 746 watt, because this part can be removed. 5 to the power q minus 2 to the power q can be removed by 117. 5 to the power q minus 2 to the power q, it is 117 and denominator is also having 117. So this part is automatically removed. So answer is here 746 watt. So this is 1 HP, that is 1 horsepower. So in today's video lecture 1, this is our last problem. We're having here our last problem on the screen. Hope you all enjoyed today's video lecture. We'll be signing off for today. See you all in the next video lecture with some new set of interesting questions. Take care. Bye all.